She had it all: beauty, brains, and a baby on the way. But her fiancé had a secret that would shatter her world. One night, she was brutally murdered by a woman who wanted her life. This is the true story of Avis Banks and Carla Hughes, a twisted love triangle that ended in blood. Avis Banks had everything going for her. She was a beautiful and smart woman who had a passion for children. She graduated from the University of Southern Mississippi in 2001 with a degree in child development. She dreamed of opening a daycare center for the underprivileged. She had a loving family and a supportive circle of friends. She was engaged to Keon Pittman, a handsome and successful teacher and basketball coach. She was 5 months pregnant with their first child. She was looking forward to starting a new chapter in her life with her fiancé and their baby. But on the night of November 29th, 2006, her life was cut short in a horrific way. She was ambushed in the garage of her home in Ridgeland, Mississippi, by a masked intruder. She was shot 4 times and stabbed 3 times. Her throat was slashed. Her unborn child died with her. She was left in a pool of blood on the floor next to her car. Her pants were pulled down, but there was no evidence of sexual assault. The house was ransacked, but nothing was stolen. It looked like a burglary gone wrong, but the police soon realized that it was a staged scene. The prime suspect was her fiancé, Keon Pittman. He was the one who discovered her body when he came home from work. He claimed that he was at basketball practice at the school where he worked, Chastain Middle School, until 8:30 p.m. He said that he called Avis several times, but she didn't answer. He said that he was worried, so he rushed home. He said that he found the back door kicked in and the house in disarray. He said that he went to the garage and saw Avis lying on the ground. He said that he tried to revive her, but it was too late. He said that he was devastated and that he loved her. But the police had doubts about his story. They found out that he was cheating on Avis with another teacher at the school, Carla Hughes. They had been having an affair since August 2006. They used students as messengers and went on weekend trips together. Carla was obsessed with Keon and wanted him to leave Avis for her. She even told her friends that she was pregnant with his child, but this was a lie. She knew that Avis was pregnant, and she hated her. The police questioned Carla, and she denied any involvement in the murder. She said that she was just friends with Keon and that Avis knew about their relationship. She said that she was at home on the night of the murder and that she had no access to a gun. But the police found evidence that contradicted her statements. They found a shoe print on the glass door of Avis's house that matched Carla's shoes.
All right, the court, having reviewed the verdicts, finds that they are in the one of the forms allowed by the instructions. If the defendant would please rise. Relative to count 1, the verdict is.
They found a gun that belonged to Carla's cousin, Patrick Nash. That was the murder weapon. Patrick told the police that he had lent the gun to Carla shortly before the murder and that she had returned it empty. He also said that Carla had asked him to provide her with an alibi, but he refused. The police arrested Carla and charged her with 2 counts of capital murder for killing Avis and her unborn child. She pleaded not guilty and went to trial in October 2009. The prosecution presented the evidence that linked Carla to the crime scene, the gun, and the motive. They also played a recorded phone call between Keon and Carla, in which Keon told Carla that he loved her and that he wanted to be with her. Keon testified for the prosecution and admitted that he had lied about his affair with Carla. He said that he was sorry for what he had done and that he had nothing to do with the murder. He said that he loved Avis and that he wanted to raise their child. The defense tried to cast doubt on the evidence and suggested that Keon was the real killer. They argued that Keon had a history of violence and that he had abused Avis in the past. They claimed that Keon had staged the crime scene and framed Carla for the murder. They said that Keon had manipulated Carla and that she was innocent. The jury deliberated for 4 hours and found Carla guilty of both counts of capital murder. She was sentenced to life without parole and sent to the Central Mississippi Correctional Facility. She appealed her conviction, but it was upheld by the state Supreme Court. She still maintains her innocence and hopes for a new trial. Avis's family and friends were relieved by the verdict, but they still mourn her loss. They remember her as a kind and caring person who had a bright future ahead of her. They miss her smile, her laugh, and her love. They wonder what her child would have been like and what their lives would have been like. They hope that Avis and her baby are at peace and that justice has been served. This story is based on a true incident that shocked the nation and exposed the dark side of human nature. It is a story of how a twisted love triangle led to a brutal murder and how a young woman and her unborn child paid the ultimate price. It is a story of Avis Banks and Carla Hughes.